Hello, good morning. Happy Thursday. How are you all doing today? It's sort of like an overcast day today, which is nice. It's actually been either like really sunny or really cold, and it's sort of nice to have like one of those in between days. But of course, it doesn't really matter because I'm inside with you all. So today we're continuing on with the diesel course, but we're going to be focusing on the what is it called? We're going to be focusing on the assessment. And I kind of want to go find the assessment that we have with what is it called? The course. So let me log in. All right, login worked. Okay, so if I go to courses, it's in a SQL Rust course. We open it and the assessment. Okay, Asitsu, hello. How are you doing today? SQL Rust assessment. Okay, so why, yeah, I called this the SQL X Rust bookstore assessment. So I need to update this to be, oh yeah, because I include the solution for this one with SQL X, and obviously it's going to be different. Okay, so and I have a separate repo for the assessment. That's good to know too. So that means I want to do something like diesel. Guess I just call this diesel assessment. Ooh, let's call this diesel bookstore assessment. Because I think this is a bookstore, right? Yeah, because we have authors, books, book authors. Yeah. So diesel bookstore assessment. Your list of project got longer, and now you need to write your own changelog parser generator. Oh no, that's good, I think. And then Dong Van Tuan. I'm sorry if I butchered your username, but hello. How are you doing today? And we fixed the chat. Now we can actually see YouTube and Twitch together at the same time. It turns out that what I had done was I had copied the Twitch only URL from Restream as opposed to the just global everyone URL, which is kind of surprising that they have a Twitch only URL. They like Restream supports streaming to a lot of different services, which one of these days I'm going to also experiment with streaming to LinkedIn. So that might be interesting too. But for right now, let's we'll stay with just YouTube and Twitch. Okay, so Diesel Bookstore assessment. So let's do assessment. Take Diesel Bookstore assessment. I hope I'm spelling that correct. And do I want to get in it now, or do I want to? Yeah, I probably want to get in it now. So let's get in it. Let's touch a README. Ooh, instead of touching a README, let us copy. Now, oh, I'm in the wrong directory also. I'm just in code here. That's not what I want to be. Okay, hold on. Let me move. There. Okay, so I should have the SQL X course somewhere. Oh, SQL X bookstore assessment. So if I copy SQL X bookstore assessment, oh, there is no README. Well, that would be a thing. Okay. Where did I put my, oh, is it like under course articles? I want to find SQL X bookstore assessment right there. Okay. So I want to copy 5 done SQL X bookstore assessment to the Diesel Rust course, like that. All right. Assessment repo. Let's go ahead and get this set up then. Course articles. Let's cd back to Diesel bookstore assessment. No commits yet, but wait, don't I have files in here? Oh, I don't have files. Yeah, okay, so we'll have to wait. I guess we'll touch readme. And then we'll go to GitHub, GitHub repo create. Create a new repository on GitHub from scratch. No, push. That. Diesel bookstore assessment, that's fine. Books builds. So this is gonna be Diesel bookstore assessment for the Diesel course. This is, yeah, these are public. Yes, add a remote origin. Go ahead, push. All right, so we're good to go there, which means that I can load up the README there, and then hold on. Do I have a URL? Kind of, but not the proper URL. Can I do a GitHub repo view? Yes, this is it. All right, so that's what I want. Okay, so there's my assessment URL. We've been contracted to help out our local bookstore. They want to build a database, seed it with the books and authors they have, and create queries for common operations they expect to need. They're asking us to create a library that can handle the queries as well as migrating and seeding the database. Data. The bookstore has authors and books that they want to store in the database. Please note that an author can be linked to multiple books, and a book can have multiple authors. This means that we need the following tables. Authors. Okay, so at books, book authors, seeding. Seed the previous tables with the following data. We recommend that you just write out the SQL queries by hand. Please don't try to write a parser to extract the CSV data into SQL statements. You can find the data in, now I did this in SQL X Bookstore seeds. Okay, so I need to copy that as well. Okay, yeah. So this is all this file it really is. And I believe I can just add the seeds in here probably. So let's copy down SQL X bookstore assessment Seeds. Is that the README? Oh, it is the README. Okay. Seeds README. To seeds.readme here, maybe? Something like that. Okay, so let's commit this. What? No, don't create a new. Stop. Do what I tell you to do, not what I do what I want you to do, not what I tell you to do. Okay. Let's take you. Change you out for you. There we go. Skills. Connecting to Postgres database. Migrations. Seeds. Queries. CRUD. Simple joins. Many-to-many joins. Grading rubric. To pass the assessment, you will need to do the following. Use migrations to create the tables as written above in the database. Create seeds. Connect to the database in the... So this probably has to change, and we need to go look up how to do seeding in Diesel. Because I think they didn't talk about seeding at all. Let's see. 40 Hertz Shadow, hello, how are you doing today? Hello, peoples. I was excited to find Diesel, but I see it does not have change set from their site. Maybe they do. They come from Ecto and Elixir and really love the way they do change sets. So I'm not familiar with Ecto or Elixir. So I'm not familiar with change sets. I've used some other ORMs, but I haven't heard them say anything about change sets either. Can you talk more about like what that is, and maybe we can figure out if they have something, but it's not called the same thing? Because I'm interested too. Like, what's a change set? It sounds interesting. I'm not seeing any. Okay, so the front page doesn't have anything about seeds. I could go to the API docs. Okay, seed. That's rand seed. Uh-oh, I'm not seeing anything from seeds in here. All right. So something I was thinking about doing, and this company reached out to me understand.tech, and they invited me to check out their product. So I figured let's do that right now. I need to go to the platform and let me log in. Okay, so the idea here is that I can create an AI sort of like parser from any GitHub inventory, GitHub repo. So it can be a private repo, but I'm gonna do obviously a public repo here. So we're gonna go to the diesel. Where is the diesel repo? I'll go the long way around. Don't they have the link there from the docs? Wasn't it like up here previously? Wasn't there like something? Why can't I could swear there used to be a like a menu up at the top, right? Am I crazy? I might be. Change sets are an encapsulated way to say what you want to change in a record and use validation to assert it's valid before applying said change set. Looks like active record in Ruby even started to do this. Oh, you're right. This is a book. Oh, yeah, I'm too used to like everything just looking and being like diesel. Okay, let's go to crates, go find diesel. And from here, we'll go to the repo. All right, so yeah, so I haven't heard of that before, although I haven't used Active Directory very much. Like I think I used it for like one project a long time ago. So it obviously didn't have it then. You guess on conflict would be similar if only in raw SQL. Yeah, so I don't know. Like I would it sounds like most ORMs don't have that then, but if Active Directory gets it and it's like popular enough, then I could see other ORMs starting to get it. But it sounds like that's gonna have to be a lot of patience and a lot of waiting for it. All right, let's throw in GitHub repo here. Okay, branch or tag name. I want the 2.2.x branch, or do they have a v2.2.x? That's what we want. So v2.2.x, not a private repo. Let's go ahead and clone this. So from what I understand, this company will clone the repo to their servers and then do the equivalent of RAG on an AI essentially. Now I'm on the free tier because I haven't paid for it. It's $10 per month, I believe, to get a lot more queries, and I can get 10 queries per day with this. Basically, don't do the SQL if not valid. Well, because Diesel is also a query builder, we're writing the queries in Rust as opposed to in just actual SQL, except for the, what is it called? Except for the migrations and possibly seeds, because I'm so far not seeing any seeds, and I'm a little bit worried. Okay, I assess assistant options. Sure, we'll just leave all these normal. Name. It's called diesel 2.2.x. Two. 22x. Generate. Okay. I have reached my model creation quote. Oh, I'm only allowed to create one. Hold on. I had a previous one where I used my intro to full stack Rust. So can I delete that model? Remove model. Okay, I need to do this again. URL that. No, it's not. Wait, that's not it. It is GitHub diesel v2.2.x, not a private repo. Clone the repo. This will be, we'll just call this diesel2. Oh, okay. You're trying to relate the idea. Okay, I got that. Or wrap everything in transactions. I wonder if they do. I mean, by default, whenever you run a one-off type thing, it is like itself in a transaction. But if you're trying to do multiple things, obviously that should be wrapped in transactions. But I haven't verified that. That'd be nice though. Okay. Now generate. All right. I have reached my. Okay. Apparently, deleting the other one didn't work. Well, that's too bad. This I was hoping that would work, but apparently deleting the previous assistant that I created did not actually do this, so I can't use it. Okay, well then never mind. All right, so let's see if I can search for seeds inside of here. So I want to search in this repo. Really? I've a rate limit for searching? No. Let me try that again. Huh. Okay. I didn't link my GitHub. Yeah, so I didn't link my GitHub account with the understand.txt. So there's no way that it's knowing that it's me. Am I logged into GitHub? Oh. I am not logged into GitHub. I guess that could be it. Let me sign in. Okay, and approve that on mobile. All right, here we go. Let's try again. Seeds. Two issues. Conditional migrations to seed database. It seems adaptable enough if you want to have separate seeds for dev and for testing. Okay. Documentation, how do you do unit testing? This function also runs on migrations before calling a closure. Coming from a Rails background, I also wanted support for some seeds data. Okay. It's an open issue. Okay, so there's some chats about it, but it looks like they haven't agreed on what the seeds would be. Wait. There's I'm going to see there's some test type stuff. I'm just sort of scanning through in reverse, but I'm not seeing anything necessarily about the seeds. Oh, they don't allow repo search for guest users these days? Oh, that's interesting. Zimenez? Hello. Sorry if I butchered that username, but how are you doing today? And there's only one location where seeds were even discussed. Okay. There was a secondary search thing for that, right? Which was there's also discussions. No, none of those. Adding seed command. Closed. Wait. Was this merged in? It looks like not. Okay, what happened? Okay, adding simple command diesel seed analog from Rails DB seed command. It bootstraps database from migration seeds.sql file. So there's a couple things here. I don't want to merge this until we merge implement diesel database reset. After we merge that, this command should be diesel database seed, not diesel seed. Diesel database setup should call this automatically. The tests are failing this change, okay. You're unsure how you feel about this feature. Can you give some details on what the use case for this is? Is there a reason we need this to be separate from migrations? It's also pretty easy for apps. 2016. We read this before, didn't we? The first time we went through Diesel, we saw that they didn't have the seeds at all, and we sort of chatted about that. I'm still okay. So they don't have a seeds. And let's see. Did anything like more recent come about from this? I don't think that Rails does it that way is a good enough reason. It might also be good to ask, why does Rails do that? Which, I mean, it's nice to have a seeds. It's already easy enough to add bin seeds that are asked to your application without any additions to Diesel. Okay, so it sounds like the official recommendation is that we create a little program to seed the database. That's what it sounds like. I'm not super happy about this, but if that's what the community is suggesting, then that's what we'll go with. Okay, so for the Rust course, see, where do we have migrations? Okay, so migrations with Diesel, and then we'll have a seeds with Diesel, and then that's gonna have to be a bin seeds.rs. Can you not call PSQL with an SQL file? Yes, we can. Like that. it can be done that way, and maybe that is like the way we end up doing that. It's just sad that we can't do this with like an official tested like diesel way to do that. Like I prefer that if you're gonna have migrations, you also have seeds inside the ORM. I mean, that's just my preference. Especially if you want to do any kind of like automation type thing where you want to like run a bunch of tests and then take everything down and bring it back up again and then do the tests again in sort of like a loop. Although I guess you could just tear the database down and restart that again. That might be the way to do it with Docker. What do the migrations look like in code? SQL. They're just pure SQL. So I think we either can we extend the diesel CLI? Is that something we can do? Okay, so there's a query builder. How about the CLI? Can I extend the CLI? Because if I can extend the CLI, I can just have it run the PSQL command. But let's say you're using Docker. I don't have PSQL installed locally. Which is unfortunate. But okay, this is just extending Diesel itself, not the CLI. Cernic, hello, how are you doing today? Is that raw SQL generated by Diesel or manually created? Manually created. Which is also, again, a bit unfortunate. Although you can put a bunch of stuff in the database and then generate migrations from that, and then it actually does generate the SQL commands for that. So you could have Diesel generated for you, but I wasn't super impressed by the code that it created for that. Very good here. It's 6 p.m., so it's finally beer time. Nice. Hopefully your day was pretty good. Okay, so let's let us. So we're gonna start with the bin seeds that are S. So we're gonna go with that. And also the first part here. So for our solution. So part one is maybe I should do create the database with Docker. All right, let's do this as a new one. So we'll do a Docker run. Now I have this one for like the Docker Diesel Rust course Postgres. I am going to change the name. So this was 8432. Let's do like 8433. Volume Diesel Rust course assessment into the data. Okay, that's fine. Keyboard cat is okay as the password. Name assessment. Okay, so we create a new database here, and so we have that. The next thing would be to create the migrations. I haven't created any. Okay, so the database is still just database, still just Postgres, which is fine. What Asitsu suggested is probably equivalent to the best approach anyways. PSQL with a SQL file. Yeah, so let's imagine. I guess we do this with Docker then. Oh, wait, there's a thing in Docker that I can do. Okay, hold on. Let's stop this. Docker stop. Oh, but no, I have to migrate first. Because if we're doing migrations, we migrate first and then we seed. Yeah. Okay, so Docker, that's okay to have in. So migrations first. Oh, and then we have to do the database URL. So we have to touch.env. We have our database URL equals, this is going to be Postgres // username. So Postgres keyboard cat at, it's going to be localhost port 8433, I think, /Postgres. So I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And then we'll do a diesel setup. Ooh, there's also this. Okay, hold on. Diesel database. Okay, setup creates the database specified in your database URL and then runs any existing migrations. Resets your database by dropping the database specified in your database URL and then running diesel database setup. Okay, yeah, there's no, they haven't added the seeds into that. Okay, so we'll do setup for that. Oh, so I have to do like an init first? Oh, it's not database. It is just set up here. Unable to find diesel Tom. Okay. Do I have to create the diesel Tomo? I could swear that I didn't have to create that. Yeah, okay. So they just did diesel setup. We have this .env here. So diesel setup. Oh, I need a cargo.toml in here. That's what it is. Okay. So we need to create, so we can do a rest update, just in case we've had some updates. We have? Oh, I have nightly, so this always works. Yeah, okay. So main one unchanged. We're still on Rust 1.81.0. Okay, so let's do a cargo init. And this can be a binary here? Do we want this to be a binary site or a library? Because I can see arguments for a couple different things. Let's do it as a library. And then I can always turn it into a binary later if I really want to. Okay, so now I should be able to do diesel setup. There we go. Creating migrations directory. So now we have our migrations, and it hasn't run this. Now if I do a diesel database, I mean, I could just do a diesel migration up. So migration run. I need to just take care of this. Where did I put this? Oh, you know what? This might not be in this might be in my Alacrity config or my Zelige config. It could be in my Zelige config too. I'll just do that. Okay, so I ran the first migration, so now we create the new migration, right? So diesel migration generate. What is this called? This is going to be oh, and also let's keep ourselves up to date with this. Okay, so we create the database with Docker. Create the .env. So set up diesel. And then the next thing we're going to do is create migrations. Okay, so migrate generate. Okay, so we have books. So book ID and then name. So that's pretty simple. So we could do this first. Then we have authors, author ID name, and then finally book authors. So these require authors and books to exist already. So I could just do books to begin with. So create books. All right, so we will create table. I kind of want it to crash if it doesn't exist. So let's create table books. And we want book ID. We'll do serial. Serial primary key. And then name. So name is going to be name of the book. Let's just do a varchar for that. Varchar 255. It cannot be null. So not null. And it doesn't reference anything. I don't think I need anything else in there. So we just do that. That's what we got. And so then we go to a down for create books. We'll do a drop table books. Okay. So that's simple enough. Let's do this to the right. Okay, so we'll do another diesel. What did I do? I synced. Okay, so diesel. No wait, why am I still syncing? How did I? Is it pane sync? Is it tab sync? No. That There it is. It was tab sync. Okay. So Diesel migration. What did let's see, generate? Oh, you're beyond this. Hold on. Diesel migration generate, create authors. And I suppose I can create the other one right now too, which we know is book authors. So Diesel migration generate book authors. Okay, so we have all of those there. Okay, so we did books. So let's create. Oh no, I did generate create space authors, which named this as create, which that's not what I wanted. But I can, because it hasn't run these yet. So I can do a cd into migrations, and we can just move. See, 1617. Okay, create do exactly the same thing. Create authors. All right, then up and down. Okay, so everything is fine from there. So that okay, book create authors up. Okay, so create table authors. We'll have an ID, which is a serial primary key. And then we have name, which is a varchar 255, not null. Okay, that's good. And then we'll do a down for create authors. Drop table authors. Okay, and then finally, book authors. Okay, so here's our first sort of fun one because it has references in it. All right, so create table book authors. Now, how do I? Book authors just has author ID and book ID. I don't need an ID for this, but we can create a primary key as sort of a what's the word for when it's like the combined primary key across two tables? I forget what that's called. We'll have to look that up. But that'll be sort of like the last line in here. So we have author ID and book ID. So we have author ID, which is going to be a not null. Well, so hold on. It's going to be an int, not null. And it references author's ID. Then we have a book ID, which is an int, not null. References books ID. And then this is where I need to go and remember how to do a Postgres. Okay, so this is where I need to remember how to do a primary key that's sort of combined with other things. Okay, so we could do constraints, primary key. Might be under here. Oh, primary key column name, and I think I can do this multiple times, right? The primary key constraint specifies that a column or columns of a table can contain only unique, non-duplicate, non-null values. Only one primary key can be specified for a table, whether as a column constraint or a table constraint. Okay, so then this is all under constraints, right? Or column constraint is, do I have to name it column constraint or can I just start with primary key? That's something I forgot about. Let's go down to the bottom where we usually have examples. This is what it is. Okay, so constraint, primary key, that's probably what I want to do. So constraint, primary key. I'm actually kind of surprised that didn't turn orange. Or blue or something else. But okay, so this is going to be author ID, book ID. All right. So create table book authors down, table book authors. Okay, so let's go ahead. Here, let's do this. Down that. Perfect. Okay, let's rerun. Let's run this as. Let's go down to. Let's do a diesel migrate run. Migration run. Error. Oh, and I also need to do a rest like that. Failed to execute query. Your SQL goes here. Create table book authors. Primary key. Syntax error. Syntax error at. Okay, so that's not how to do the primary key. Oh, do I just do primary key? Do I not need to do a constraint? Nope. Okay. I just need to do that. There it goes. Now it turns orange. Let's do run again. Failed to execute query. Create table book authors. Unknown column ID. Reference and foreign keys constraint does not exist. Is this running this in reverse? Shouldn't it run this after the other ones got created? Because if we take a look at, Yeah, it should create books, create authors, and then create book authors. It should do it in this order. And then up runs. And then, of course, loads from that. Yeah, so I'm trying to say, hey, primary key is a combination of author ID and book ID. Is that not what the error was saying? The error was saying unknown column ID. So one of these. Reference and foreign key constraint does not exist. Okay, let's try it's a revert. Okay, so it created the books, it created the authors, and then book authors. Create table book authors. Failed to run migrations. Foreign key constraint does not exist. Okay, so let's do it down here, and we'll do a Docker exec. I think it's just I don't need the T. We are going to exec the okay, Diesel Rust Course Grace Assessment, PSQL, U Postgres. Oh, maybe I did need the T. Okay. There we go. Okay, so here I am inside of Postgres, and then if we, okay, we have authors and we have books. Is it capital T for? No, okay, so D S authors, S authors. Okay, so you are column ID integer, not null. I did tell it to be a primary key, right? And then name, not null. Yeah. Primary key ID. Okay. So authors, ID. Int, not null, ID. Okay. Int, not null, references books ID. What did I do wrong? Let's try just running this manually. I'm curious. I'm curious about this. What does books look like? Sure. Let's do ds books. Oh, that would do it. I don't know why did I put book ID on there. I don't know why I did that. Okay, thank you for that, Isitsu. That solved it. I'm like, why does this thing not working? I don't know why it's not working. But okay, so everything should be set up now, and we should have a book authors primary key is now consolidated across author ID and book ID here. So perfect. So we have that. Okay, so create migrations, run migrations. What's next? After we did that, now I want to seed the database. So and what that means is we have to create a seed database program. And to do that, this over here. So we'll go into source and we'll take a bin and we will touch seed.rs. Function main. Dahan Tessilis, hello. How are you doing today? You have to look in the right direction to see the database. Yes. It would be nice, yeah. But I don't always look in the right direction. Come on. Okay, so seed in the database. So main, we have, this is basically just gonna be some inserts that we need to do. And we need to sort of set up everything all in one file here. So we have our connection. Writing some tests while watching. Nice. Hopefully I won't distract you too much. Okay, so we'll write a function. I mean, adding in the connection outside, like in the main file would probably be nice. And that would make a lot more sense. Because let's see, we first want to connect to the database. After we connect to the database, we want to create the data. So we want to create, I could have those maybe as consts of like what we're creating. Loop through, create the models, and then insert. All right, so and if we take a look, we should already have a schema. Yeah, so we already have a source schema. So that's fine. So a connection. Let's do this probably right here. We could probably just do a connect. So touch connect.rs. Let's go to library and let's get rid of all of you. It's not use, it's mod. Okay, so what do we put in here? We're going to have a pub function connect. I guess connect to DB is probably all we need to call this. We're going to have to return something here. And I need to remember exactly how that works. They did it here, right? Establish connection. Yeah, PG connection. That's what it is. PG connection. Oh, I need to. Oh, yeah, I completely forgot. another important part, we need to do a cargo add diesel. And with Postgres. And restart LSB so it can find it, so we can actually get the Postgres connection. iSense, hello. How are you doing today? Did I make the Control Plus and Zellage work on Mac? For some reason, you wasn't able to make it work. For some reason, for me, it just worked the entire time. But yeah, if I do Control like P, it does this. And even if I'm on the normal Mac keyboard and not a Windows keyboard, it also works for me too. Now I am in Alacrity, so I'm using the Alacrity terminal. So that might have something to do with it. I haven't really tested it in some of the other terminals, so I'm not sure. Yeah, which terminal are you using? Okay, you ready for this? Let's import Diesel PG connection. Okay. And we need to, all right, yeah, so you want me to use .env. So cargo, add .env. Oh, you're using Kitty. Yeah, so I've heard good things about Kitty, but I've never used it myself, so I have no idea. All right, so .env, okay, like that. So that loads our .env. We need our database URL. We want, what is it? It's that gets it at compile time, and I only need this to run at runtime. Var database URL. Let's expect this. Missing database URL environment variable. We'll be a lot more realistic with our error handling in this one. Okay, so database URL equals that. We're good to go. So now I just do PG connection. I think it was just establish database URL. Okay. And expect. So actually, I kind of want to bring in a error. So cargo add. Come on, match surround, match surround that. Okay. Let's bring in an error result for you. Okay, so instead of expect, I would like to change this to be a context. And this is now just going to be extracting database URL, environment variable. Come on. And then question mark you. You're a context, and then this is connecting to Postgres database. Oh, and I don't need to do that. That converts it into the right kind of result, and then we return that. Okay, so now we have connect running here. Okay, so then let's head back to seeds. And so the first thing that we do is connect. So let our database connection equals connect. I have to use, do I have to use like, can I do super or do I have to use the entire, can I use create? Create. Ooh, you're not happy with that. Diesel connection, that's not what I want. Okay, how about, oh, that's what I want. Diesel bookstore assessment. Come on. Connect, connect. Okay, that's what I wanted there. It's nice overall. This is for a kitty. Didn't have any issues. Configuration is easy, except maybe the one above. I should try Zellage with another terminal to be sure. Did Helix get an update support tabs? Yeah, so I can do what? No. Helix. Well, I mean, I've got tabs here, right? So I guess what part of like supporting tabs it is. So I in the configuration for Helix, I have it displaying what the buffers I have open in sort of like a tab like thing, and then I can do space B to open just a pick list of those buffers that I have open, and so that seems to be working. I can't click on them; they don't have mouse support for those, which is unfortunate. But I mean, besides that, it's pretty nice. I think I can actually just do an unwrap, and it looks appropriate. Okay, so that gives me our database connection. That's good. And then I want to heresy. Yeah, something like that. There's a lot of heresy in programming, isn't there? Okay, so once I have my connection, I want to, let's see, we have, oh, okay, so we need to create our models. So one of their migrations probably here is create models. So create the models, and then that's going to be 2 of ones. So we want the like DB models, and then we also need to create the insert models. Okay, where is that? That's under source. Let's just touch models. We have pub there. Okay, so we'll have a pub struct, and we'll do book first. So book, we'll have an ID that's going to be an I32, and we'll have a name, which is a string. And that's it for you. And then we have to derive. Well, there's a bunch of the ones from Diesel, which I need to go remember what exactly those are. Right. Queryable and selectable, but then there's also some other ones. So queryable, selectable. That's not insertable. Isn't there some others? Was it? No, associations is belongs to. What's the one where it is? Oh, identifiable. Represents a single row in the database table. That's what it is. Identifiable. Identifiable. So we'll start with that. And then we have, right, table name is going to be posts, which I think it actually figures that out based upon the name. It's just lowercase with an S on the end. And then I don't know if I have to put in the check for backend either. Hold on. Drive queryable will generate all the code needed to load a post struct from a SQL query. Selectable, generate code to construct a matching select clause based upon your model type, based upon the table defined. Okay. Oh, check for backend PG adds additional compile time checks to verify that all field types in your struct are compatible with their corresponding SQL side expressions. This part is optional, but greatly improves the generated compiler error messages. So we absolutely want to have this. Okay, so we do want you. Oh, are you upset because I accidentally added you? Nope, that's not right. What did I do wrong? Is there like a weird... Oh, I'm missing that. That's what that was. Okay. Book. Failed to resolve use of undeclared creator module books. Do I have to have table name? Fine. I'll have the table name. Create schema. Books. Couldn't find schema in the root in the create root. Okay. You are in. We have schema right there. Oh, I know what I need to do. We have to have pubmod schema. That'll do it. Okay. So that makes you happy. Let's go ahead and add in the second one. So we have our authors. So a single author. It's going to be author. Queryable, selectable, identifiable. Authors. PG, ID, and name. Okay, and then one more. Okay, queryable, selectable, identifiable. Okay, so you reinstalled Zelige and now the control worked. Maybe there was a fix in the latest release or something. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely possible. I've been keeping my Zelige up to date using Homebrew, so it's been working pretty well for me. But I don't know, like, we've had some bugs every once in a while, but because I do keep it up to date, there's probably a lot of bugs that I just sort of skip over and miss. Book author. So book authors. Now this one's going to be interesting because this one just is book ID, author ID, I32. Okay. No field with column name ID. Interesting. So which one doesn't like that? Is it queryable? Not that one. Selectable? Identifiable. It doesn't like that. Okay, so if I put queryable back in, that's okay. Selectable, that's okay. So identifiable, I can't do that. And then I think there was the association. That gives me the belongs to. Yeah, so at least one belongs to is needed. So we'll do diesel. Belongs to, say, book, and then it's looking for book ID. I think that's how that works, right? So then, we literally did this 2 days ago. An author. Okay, so then there's our associations here. Okay, so that's good. So we've created our models, and then now we need our insertable models. So pub struct. Let's do this as like a new book. We will not have an ID. The only thing we really care about is a pub name. So the name of the string. So it's going to derive. I think insertable. We want probably, what are you yelling about? Yeah, okay. So now you need to know what table it's a member of. So diesel table name equals create schema books. Okay. Probably want to just add in the check for backend for all of those. And I believe that's all we care about this. Insertable. This is going to be a new author. Authors. And then finally, new book author. Book authors. Okay, so all right. So then you're upset. Okay, so we need a book ID 32 pub author ID I32. Okay. You saw that error that popped up for a second? That was the compiler helping us out there, which is nice. All right, so we have the insert things now set up, which is great, which means that we can now switch back over to our seeds. We have our database connection. I need to create, okay, so we probably need to create the actual data that we want to exist. So if I do something like const books, so book seeds. Yeah, can I do a vec as part of a const? I don't remember anymore. And actually, you don't need to be a vec. You can be an actual just straight up array. We have 6 of these. Okay, so this is going to be a new book, 6 of them. Okay, so new book name is going to be Brave New World. 2 owned for that. All right. And so you're going to start by yelling at, hey, it's not 6 of these. So if I clone you, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 is Moby Dick. 3 is Omo. Rip Van Winkle. The Raven and Other Poems. And Mastering the Art of Programming, a comprehensive guide for beginners. Okay, so that gives you, now what are you upset about? Really? Oh, okay, so I totally screwed this up. Oops. Okay, hold on. I created one with a bunch of names in it. That's not what I wanted to do. So hold on. Let me try this again. If I just copy all of you, I might be able to do this together. Let's go to the end here. Let's match around with quotes. Add a 2 owned on that. I want to go to, okay, I want to match around this again. So nope, don't go to the end. That wasn't what I wanted. Wait, where am I? I went to the models. Okay, so select, go to end. Went to that end. That's not what I wanted. Go to end of line. Okay, so match around, brackets. Go to the beginning of the line, name like that. Go to the beginning of the line, and I want you to be new book. Go to the end, add a comma. Okay. You are upset. Cannot call non-constant 2 owned in constant. Okay. So can't call 2 owned here. Can I do a new string? Let's see. So if I go here, string new. Oh, string from. Oh, I can't call that from there either. Oh, that's too bad. Okay. So you're saying cannot call non-constant function from stir and constant, calls a constant limited to constant functions, tuple structs. Okay, well, I don't really care that much. I'm just gonna take, how do I create, can I create strings? I might not be able to. Okay, so let's just throw this into the main function. We'll just do this as a vector. It'll be fine. First, you would want a static over constant. Secondly, just use a function. Yeah, we're just going to use a function. Or just throw this in here. Or, oh, I know what it is. Okay, hold on. I'm don't need to do all this stuff. What I could do is I could just say that this is a stir. There are 6 of them. And I just have that. Closing delimiter is that. Okay. Okay, static stirs. We'll just do this. This will be fine. Then I'll just loop through these and I'll create new books from these inside the loop right when I save it. That'll be fine. Everything will be fine here. Okay, so let database connection. Okay, so we want to loop over the book seeds. So books to create. Oh, it would be really cool if I could do like a for loop, like for in here, but instead we'll have to do a map. I guess that's what it is. So map book seeds, iter map. We have the name of the book, and I want to return a new book name. And we'll collect you into a vec of new book. Okay. Oh, and you need to be two-owned. Two-string? Oh, I need to do name, two-owned. Fine, I'll just two-string you. Two-string. That'd be fine. Okay, so that gives me books to create. Next up, I need authors to create. So const author seeds a stir. How many authors do we have? We have 6 authors. Okay. We have our author seeds. Now we do the same thing here. So we just say let authors to create author seeds, iter, map. We have an author, new author, name is author to string, and collect it into a vec of new author. Okay, excellent. So now we have our authors to correct. Excellent. Now, before I can create the book authors, I need to actually insert them and find out what their IDs are. So we need to loop through all of these and actually insert them into the database. Okay, so I wonder, can I just do call insert on it? Is that good enough for this? I don't remember. We did insert before, but That was like 2 days ago. I don't remember how to do things days beforehand. So let's do we can do a map, and that gives us an index. Yeah, that gives us the proper index. So let's do that book IDs equals, so our books to create. I can take ownership of this. That's going to be fine. So we want a map. So we have our new book. I want to take the new book and insert self into a given table. So insert into table is identical to insert into table foo values foo. However, when inserting from a select statement, this form is generally preferred. Example, users table select. Okay, so I think I can just do insert into. Is there like a save? No. So let's just do insert. Insert into, and then table. Right, I have to go find the table. And if I remember correctly, there was something like use create. Is it off of the schema? There was, let's see, use self. Oh, that's not what I want. There's an entire thing about getting access to the table itself. And is that from the schema? Let's find out. So bookstore models, schema, let's add that in here. Schema, books, table. So returning name. Specify what expression is returned after execution of the insert. Okay, so insert into users values returning name. Oh, name dot equal. So yeah, okay. So returning, and then this is going to be, I think it's also part of schema. So schema books. I care about the ID, like that. And then execute returning. When asking the database, oh, so load, I think it's execute, and then create database connection. This becomes a mutable reference. So then we can just add in our database connection like that. You are a result. So then I want to probably just expect inserting. Can I do multiple things? Is it like a print line type thing? I don't remember for expect. Inserting book or a seed book. Inserting seed book. Yeah, you won't let me do that. Okay, so inserting seed book. Like that. That's great. And then I want to collect this into a vector of what do I get out of this? Am I just going to get a vectors of I32s? That would be best. A value type vec I32 cannot be built from an iterator over of type usize. Value type I32 cannot be built over an iterator of elements of vec unknown. Expected found unknown. I switched to load. Okay, so insert into. Insert into execute. Oh, okay. So you're not doing that. Returning. Get results. That's what I want. Okay, get results instead of load. Ooh. There's only one. So get result, probably. Right? So then that turns into a vector of I32. So there we go. Book IDs. Perfect. So then we do this again. So let our author IDs, authors to create, iter map. We have a new author. And then I want to, so I'm going to take the new author. Insert into schema authors table. Returning schema authors ID. Get results are, what is that? Database connection. Whoa. Database connection. And expect inserting author. Inserting seed author. Okay. Oh, and collect. And you're going to be a vec of I32. Okay. So now we have our author IDs. So now I need to create the next thing. Sheree Makes Art. Hello. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How was your stream today? What were we working on? And everybody who's coming from the raid, welcome as well. Glad to have you here. I guess while we're waiting for Sheree, we're currently working on building a course for Diesel, which is an ORM and query builder in Rust. Okay, you think she raided and ran? Well, that's too bad. But hopefully she had a good stream. Hopefully you all had enjoyed watching her Also, Caterwallen, hello. How are you doing today? So we're working on this course. It's going to be for Rust. It's a Diesel. Diesel is an ORM. For those of you who don't know what an ORM is, ORM is it's a object relational model for databases, and it's supposed to make working with SQL databases a little bit easier, at least when you get into more complex queries. So it's almost all ORMs I've ever worked with have a lot of magic in them, and that's kind of the point. You want this magic. And so Diesel is like a very specific one, and it's for Rust. Oh, Sherry, you have to run, but have a great stream. Well, thank you again for the raid, and have a great rest of your day. She was working on her website using Angular. Nice. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've used Angular, but it's a solid framework. All right, so we are currently working on seeds here. So Diesel doesn't have a seeding sort of mechanism on its own. We have to write our own seeds inside of this binary file. So we have inserted all of our books. We're inserting our author IDs, and now we need to take the books and IDs, zip them together so we have access to both of them, and then we can insert the book IDs, and then that sort of finishes up the tables. So we're going to take in the book IDs. We can take ownership of it with this iter. So let's do it new lines like this. So iter, we're going to zip together the author IDs. It should be exactly the same length. So this should be fine. I don't need to get the result of this, so we can just for each this. And so we're going to have a tuple of a book ID and an author ID. So now we have that together. We can create our new book author. It's going to be a new book author. And we can just hand it book ID, author ID like that. I then want to insert this in, and I don't really care about the return, like any returning or anything. So we'll just take our new book author, insert into schema book authors table. I don't need a returning, so we'll just execute it, hand it the database connection, and expect the error. So error inserting book author. I guess this is going to be a seed book author. Okay. Oh, and these are book ID. You're a reference, but author ID is not a reference. Let's take ownership of this into iter. There you go. Okay, so now you're happy. So theoretically, this should work. I don't know why I brought that was a mistype. That's what brought that in. Okay, so name is never used. Oh yeah, we'll get to the models that are not using those later. So I think that this should all work now. We don't have anything in here right now, so if I run this, we're going to do a cargo run bind seed. It should compile and execute the seeding code and then insert our books authors and book authors into the database. Okay, no errors, just those two warnings. And so here's our database back here. So if I do a like table books, there we go. There's a table books, table authors. And then if I do a select, let's say books.name as book name, authors.name as author. Well, let's just call this book. Okay, so select books.name as book, authors.name as author from. Okay, select book's name as book, author's name as author from books, join. Oh, no, from book authors. Join books on books.id So on books equals book authors dot book ID, and then also join authors on authors.id is equal to book authors dot author ID. I know that's behind me a little bit. I think that's it, and that gives us here this. I'll full screen you. So we have Brave New World, Aldous. Okay, so that works. I just though am thinking and wondering. Let's see. Yeah, so 112223. Is this? Did I do this right? I think I did this right. So, Aldous Huxley wrote, Aldous Huxley wrote Brave New World. Brave New World. Herman Melville wrote Moby Dick. Oh, 2-3. That's different. Okay. So book 2, Moby Dick, Washington Irving. That's okay. So I did that wrong. Umu is 3. 3 is for Edgar Allan Poe. Okay, so yeah, I did not do this correctly. Oops. El Hijo del Viento. Hello. How are you doing today? Greetings from Argentina. Hello. Okay, so I just sort of assumed I created this assessment and I forgot that I put one of the books is owned by 2 people or written by 2 people. Maybe more than 1 too. I don't remember that. So this is incorrect. So we have to reset. I wonder if we want to do a query for the authors. And then the name of the book. Toto, hello. How are you doing today? Because I don't necessarily want to rely upon just the IDs here. Because if I empty out my database now, if I not drop the tables, if I just clear the data, the IDs don't reset. And so what I would like to do is maybe I could go by the names. The names probably work because I know exactly what those are. So we have book ID name. Okay, so we're going to need one more const here. So const do I want this to be like a 2? Oh, maybe it's going to be a array of tuples. That could work. That's probably for the best. So if I say a const, this is the book authors, book author seeds, you're going to be an array of a tuple. The tuple is going to be stir. So it'll be name of the book, name of the author. And there's 6 of those, right? Yeah, 6. Okay, so then for the first one, okay, so we'll just have to be careful with this. So 1-1, right? So 1, are we doing, oh, I wrote this backwards, so that way you have to be really careful about this. Author ID first. So, book ID second. I should do it the same way over here. Everything else is that way. All right, I'll just be careful. So book ID is 1. So Brave New World. And then your author ID is 1, Aldous Huxley. Okay, there's our first. 2 is book ID 2, or author ID 2, Herman Melville, with Moby Dick. So Moby Dick is our book, written by Herman Melville. Okay, number 3. Book ID is 3, so Umu is written by Herman Melville as well. So Herman Melville has written 2 books in our list. Okay. So that was the 3. We're on 4 now. Book 4, Rip Van Winkle, is written by Washington Irving. 5 is book 5, The Raven and Other Poems, is written by Edgar Allan Poe. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, 7 in here. I was tricksy on myself. So okay, we are on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're actually going to be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on 6 right now. Book 6, Mastering Narrative Programming, a comprehensive guide for beginners, is written by Alistair Thompson. Right, we had we have these 2 things. We have one author that's written 2 books, and then one book written by 2 authors, to be as tricksy as possible for ourselves. But it's an assessment. That's what it's supposed to be. And so then the last one, Emily Sinclair. So those 2 authors like that. Why did I make this a bracket? That seems wrong. Okay, so there we go. So now we have book author seeds. So this is going to be slightly different to create these. I don't think that I want to, I think I want to return the entire thing now. So instead of Okay, so book IDs returning. Let's see. I want to return book, the model book as select. And then this will be the model book. Okay, so that's better there. Same thing for you. So instead of just the IDs, we get the model author as select. You're an author. Okay. So there we have you. We can still do the same zip. So let's rename you. You're not book IDs, you can just be books. And you're authors. Okay, so books, into iterator, zip the authors together. So you become just a book. You become an author. Okay, so new book author. Book ID is going to become a book dot. Wait, can I not get the book.id? Do I not have access to that? Oh, field ID at book is private. Well, okay, that would be a problem. Oh yeah, I did make these private. Okay, so you need to be public. So pub you, pub you. Okay. All right, so we have access to you. So we create a new book author as part of our for each, and then we insert you. We don't care about anything, get anything back. We execute. Okay, so this should work now. And the IDs are going to be different, so I need to clear out our database. I didn't put any uniques on them. I don't know if that really matters that much. So that's, I think we do a delete from book authors, just delete everything. Delete from authors, delete from books. Okay, we deleted everything. We're good to go. Tomorrow is the go live, and you wrote 2 services in Rust after the accent tutorial. Nice, excellent. I'm glad. Hopefully it helped. It helped in that, but I'm well, and if it did, I'm glad about that. Hold on, I think. Oh, I don't have. So Cat is here, and Cat Cam is not plugged in. I'm gonna plug in the cable really quickly. Okay, let's see if this works. Nothing showed up in OBS. That's always nice. Cat, what are you? You are. There you are. There, you need to see that. All right. Okay, so now if we run this, we should be able to run that select again. We see nothing there right now, but we'll go ahead and rerun you. Finished running. We do our select. Okay, so here we have It's behind us. Let's full screen you. Brave New World, Aldous Huxley, Moby Dick, Herman Melville, Umu, Washington Irving, Rip Van Winkle, Edgar Allan Poe, Raven Other Poems, Allison Thompson, Mastering Art of Programming, Emily Sinclair. That is not getting everything, is it? Hold on. Table book authors. Oh, there should have been 7 rows. Oh, I did it again, didn't I? Okay, hold on. I didn't do that right. Delete from books. Oh, delete from book authors. Yeah, okay. So this I don't know what I was thinking because I just did the exact same thing that I did before. I just iterated through and zipped together the books and the authors and then sort of like created from there, which literally used the same exact problem I did before. I need to for each over the book author seeds. And it's going to be a complete new thing. So let's just go ahead and delete all of you and restart this. So let's do book author seeds, iter for each. And yeah, thank you for that, Isitsu. Yeah, I didn't change any of the logic. We just added this thing and then didn't use it, which is fun. If I was really focusing on getting rid of the warnings, I would have found that. Okay, so this is a book author. Which really I want this to be, we have a book, so a book name, author name. I need to find the book that has the author. Okay, so we'll do a let some book equals, so books. Can I do a find from here? No, I have to do an iter find. It is a predicate. So we have a book and I want book.name is equal to the book name. Like that. And if we don't find this at all, we need to break out. So I think we need a panic. So else panic cannot find book when inserting seeds. Okay, so that gives me that. So then we do let some author equals authors iter author, and we want the author dot name is equal to author name, else panic cannot find author. Inserting seeds. Okay, So then now, given that we have the book and the author, we can now create our book authors. So new book author. And I think I can actually do this all together, can't I? I think I can do something like book author book ID is book.id. Author ID is author.id. Insert into? Why are you upset? Field is private. Okay. New book author is not private. Wait, what? Oh. Book author. You're private. Right? Did I do the wrong one here? I did new. Yeah, I want to do new book author. New book author. Book ID, author ID. Okay, excellent. Insert into table. So this is going to be schema book authors table. Just execute the database connection, and we will expect inserting book author seed, like that. Okay, that I think should do it, except some errors. Okay, so cannot compare. Oh, string with stir. So because the name is a stir, and then the book is a string, so I could do, can I? You let me do that? No. I can dereference the right-hand side, maybe. Did I double dereference? I double dereference, but I don't need to. Okay, and then you, same thing. Dereferenced you, and that's fine. Okay. All right, so no errors, no warning. Let's get rid of these. Don't need book author. All right, no warnings at all. We deleted everything already, so let's go ahead and rerun this again. Panicked. Cannot find book when inserting seeds. Okay. So right here. So you're trying to find book when inserting seeds. I wonder if I want to debug and yeah, that might be a good idea for me, just to make sure, like, see what we're looking for. So before I return the result of this, we're going to print line, and we're going to say searching for book in I guess, like, okay. Oh no, yeah, searching for, okay, checking to see. So checking if book name is equal to book. Okay. Doesn't implement display because you're a string. Whatever, we'll do that. Oh, because it's a book. Yeah, that's okay. Book.name. Okay, and I'm guessing the author is going to be the same problem, but let's at least see about this. Okay, so checking if Brave New World is equal to Brave New World. Okay, the fact that it then started with the next book right away lets me know that it did find it. So I see, okay. Yeah, cannot find book. Interesting. Okay. So I see it's properly looping through these. That's great. Can I find book? Okay, so I wonder if I want to do like a print line. Oh, probably not enough find there. Let's do a print line found book. You know what we can add in? In our models, I believe we can add a debug to these. So debug to you, which means I can do found book. What's this here? Print line. About to create book author with oh, let's do like maybe like author wrote. So author book, something like that. So we can see which one we found. Why are you upset? Booked at right. Debug mode. There we go for that. Let's try this again. Okay, so we can see Aldous Huxley, Brave New World, Herman Melville, Moby Dick, Herman Melville, Omu, Washington Irving, Rip Van Winkle, Edgar Allan Poe, The Raven and Other Poems. Oh, so it got all the way through The Raven and Other Poems, and it's the first one, Allison Thompson and Mastering the Art of Programming, a Comprehensive Guide for Beginners. That's where it failed to do. Ren Zombie or Rem Zomple, hello. How are you doing today? Well, thank you for the kind message. I hope that you have a great day as well. All right. So, why can't you find this book? So, here's what we have: Mastering the Art of Programming, a Comprehensive Guide for Beginners. That is exactly the same thing, but now I'm okay. So, if I table books, a comprehensive IDE for beginners. Why is it a comprehensive IDE for beginners? Why am I missing a guide? Oh, that's weird. Hold on. Let me delete. Okay, reset everything in here. And so if I rerun you, and it should be, yeah, it's just one that we're getting. Okay, so maybe after we create this, I'm actually really curious. So authors to create, we create you. Can I print line created book created I guess here created books to create like that. New book doesn't okay, so we can fix that. You need to derive debug as well. Okay, so new book doesn't implement. Oh, yeah, new book also. Okay, so seeds work. Okay, we got that there. Okay, so those were the to create. I can just do these all in one go too. Now that I don't need to do anything else. Okay, so books to create, authors to create, and then we can do line created books. Created authors. Okay, and then finally, okay, so book author seeds. Yeah, so without even running this, I don't really care about that right now. I just want to run these and then see what we got. Okay, so created book, Brave New World. So the only one oh yeah, look at this. New book. Mastering the Art of Programming, a comprehensive IDE for beginners. I mean, that would cause it to be a weird IDE for beginners if I just hard coded IDE for beginners in there. How did I do that? I'm not sure how I managed to delete just GU inside of there. Okay, that's fun, but that sent us down a really weird path for a while. But now that we know why it's all weird, let's go ahead and get rid of our print lines because we don't need those anymore. We know what the problem really is. Okay. Those fancy keyboard shortcuts to remove the book struct. Yeah, it probably was that. Trying to do all the stuff together at once. That's not helpful. Okay, so print lines, those are all good. you should be fine. Let's save. We need to from you, authors, books. Okay, so let's run you again. So cargo run from seeds. Oh, I still have a print line. Didn't need that, but not a problem. Okay, so I created authors. Now let's come down here and let's do our select again. Okay. Brave New World, Aldous Huxley, Moby Dick from Herman Melville, Umu from Herman Melville, Rip Van Winkle from Washington Irving, The Raven and Other Poems from Edgar Allan Poe, Mastering the Art of Programming, A Comprehensive Guide for Beginners from Alistair Thompson, and Emily Sinclair also wrote Mastering the Art of Programming, A Comprehensive Guide for Beginners. Excellent. Okay, so now we have the seeds all run. Okay, so let's see. No warnings, no errors, seeds are done. So all right, so we created the models, the DB models, the insert models. We created a seed database program. And run. And run it. So, and ran it. Okay, so what would be the next thing? I guess what I could do is I can... I don't need to mark off. This is the plan for like writing the actual article. So what's the next thing, though, that we would need to do? It is 12 o'clock, so I do need to go grab lunch, then actually work for my other job. So we're going to have to end pretty soon, but next week, we're going to pick this back up again. Okay, so we just created the seeds. What's next? If we look at our assessment, I guess I don't have anything in the README, do I? Ooh, I named the SQLX bookstore assessment. Can I rename? I can move the current buffer and its corresponding file to a different path. Okay, so I just want it to be the same one. We're just going to call this bookstore assessment. Well, maybe diesel bookstore assessment. Okay. So after the seeding, we recommend you just write the SQL queries by hand. Okay, so see the previous tables, and we recommend... We recommend that you create consts a const or variables for the data. Please don't try to write a parser to extract the CSV data into SQL statements. So that's not really SQL statements. So yeah, I don't think I need that at all. Okay, you can find that in the seeds. That's good. Okay, so then we have our skills, grading. We have our let's see. We're going to have to write a bunch of tests with this too. And okay, I don't think I had like a checklist or stories or anything like that. So maybe I'll add that in there. Okay. So let's, I guess to show that we need to do something. That there, and then so write assessment. This one is going to be create list of tests for the assessment. Okay. And then obviously working on the other one as well. Okay. So creating a seed database. I wonder if I want to create a test for the seeds as well. But I don't know if I really need to do that. All right. Something for me to think about. Anyways, I do. Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Create a list of tests for assessment. So also, yeah, don't let the QAs hanging. Yeah, that's the thing. So let's create a test to ensure that seeding was done properly. Okay, good to go. That will all have to be next time. So next week sometime, I don't know exactly the days that I'll be streaming. I usually figure that out on the weekends. So I will do that and then post them all this weekend. And then I'll put that out onto our Discord. With that being all said, I don't think that anybody I'm following is doing any major coding. So I think I'll go ahead and end it for the day. All right, so everybody, have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend, and I will see you all next time. Bye.